Clash of Clans Podcast, OG, episode 80. And welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Scotty 827, joined live in studio by the fantastic, the soon-to-be winner of the Clash Pulitzer Prize in reporting, Rick from the Reddit Talks Clash podcast. Welcome. And moderator of Reddit. You're probably wondering why I introduced you as Pulitzer Prize winning.
We can. I'll take all the praise that you want to throw at me.
Well,
I'm not a humble congressman.
I just listened to, for some reason, I don't know how it passed while I was driving, right? Like, you know how you get your podcasts and you think they're in order. Well, Liam told me about the leak episode that you put up just a couple weeks ago, it was in October. And for some reason, my podcast player skipped over it. And so I listened to it, and that was a fantastic episode of real, like, hard-hitting Clash inside. Not even inside stuff, but I just thought it was just like... I thought that was a really, really, really good episode.
So thank you. Like that was one I was really unsure about, just because like it is a sensitive topic among creators, and we recorded for almost 2 hours too, so I was very heavily edited down. So I was it was a lot of stuff that I didn't think was any good.
Really?
So I've never had to like edit that much, so I had the 2 hour experience that was a lot of junk that I felt I needed to cut. It was hard to get that out of my head. I didn't know if it was any good.
I thought it was I thought like getting into it was, well, first of all, as a podcaster, sometimes like we'd talk about leaks a little bit, and what it kind of showed me, because I think I come from like the leak idea and things like that from old school stuff, right? Like if you saw it or if there was a leak, it was because it was over somebody's shoulder, or, it was like kind of somebody in the know. And I think as you presented the idea and you started to dig into it, it showed me a ton of different dimensions of the leaks, kind of how those things come out of it, and then like who it impacts, and even like people that don't want to see them. And it just kind of made me, I don't know, reconsider or just think a little bit differently maybe about how I engage them a little bit, maybe just to be more thoughtful about it, I guess.
Thank you. I guess that's like, I guess the point of the podcast is to try and get people to think about stuff. It's I hope I didn't like guilt trip anyone, because
No.
I totally get it. Like I want to see what's coming, as much as anyone else. It's just like my timeline is slightly more accelerated. I get to see it early, but I still have that feeling of like I want to see what's next.
Yeah.
So I've heard inklings of like the next update, and I'm really excited. Man, I want to. If I could see a leak of that now, I would.
Yeah, and for me, I don't really go out looking for leaks. I did before this last update, but but in the days of AI now, what I just am kind of looking for, or what I kind of talk about like on the show really, is like rumors, right? Like what surfaced through the rumor mill, or like what have you heard about, this kind of common theme that comes through. I just didn't I guess I just didn't realize that they might not be coming from any place other than over somebody's shoulder. I guess I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah. Like, and it's always weird too, like having, knowing what is coming and what isn't coming. So it's kind of weird for me knowing what's coming and then listening to podcasts like yours where you guys speculate on what's coming and what's coming ahead, because it's a big part of me wants to just be like, no, like you guys like I don't want you to get it wrong and then feel disappointed, because I do think there's lots of cool stuff coming. I'm getting a little bit more echo still.
Okay, let me see here.
I'm just hearing myself back.
Let me do this really quick. How about now?
I know I kind of maybe got to hear myself talk for 10 seconds or so, but it's not doing it now. But I wasn't hearing it consistently before either.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, just let me know if it starts again. I'm trying to think about
this is also fun.
I'm trying to think about what it could be. I just unplugged and plugged my iPad thing back in, and it usually works. But
like, I want to make fun of Liam later too, but like we've had episodes where he was like at the end of the hour, he's like, "Oh yeah, I heard that the whole time." Like, well, dude, you should have said something an hour ago where I could have fixed it.
yeah, exactly. Or
but yeah, okay, yeah, it was there again on that one. No, I don't know. Like, I don't know
when I talk.
Maybe it is when we're both talking is when I hear it.
So if I'm talking, I bet.
And I'm talking over.
I bet you that's.
I don't know. No, I don't know.
I think it might be the feedback to you, but if it happens again, let me just turn this down. Maybe that.
I don't know if it's coming through. Like, I don't know. I'll have to watch my screen and see if it's like coming through your microphone or not.
Is it like that? Okay.
I don't know, but I don't know. I can keep going. And
let me
hopefully
see on this. I should look at this thing. Yeah, thanks for saying something. Because I know what you mean. It's like, oh shit, and those things happen.
Yeah. Oh, it's like. Okay. Yeah, I'm still hearing it, but it's mostly I think when I was talking.
I bet it is the headphones. Try now.
All right. Yeah. Okay, I heard myself there too.
Right here.
And when I don't know, it's not consistent. It's weird. I keep spacing out and looking around. So maybe maybe let's try and go on. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There was at the end of that one too. Maybe I need to. It wasn't echoing me at all earlier when we just recorded.
You know what? Say something again.
So I don't know.
Oh, it is mine.
No one else has ever.
It's mine.
Okay.
How do I turn up my sensitivity on this? Voice settings. Let me see here. Sensitive. How's that? Now try it once.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you sound fine.
It's
just.
It is me. Okay, try it again.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm seeing your name. Like while I'm talking, sometimes I'm seeing your name kind of flash.
Yeah. How is this? I don't know how it's lighting up.
you're only playing me through headphones and it's right.
Yeah. I'm gonna mute you on my mic thing here. So just try talking once.
Okay. Yeah, it's all where I was gonna go was talking about the meteor catcher next, and how people kind of got the
Oh,
speculation on that
oh,
wrong. Yeah, I'm still seeing your name light up.
okay. Try it. Say again.
Uh,
How is that
so
doing that?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna what the hell? I can't believe that. Um Try saying something now.
Okay.
How does
Like
that
having to try and
There is no way
uh,
that that should be reading.
no, it shouldn't, especially just through headphones. You have like, are you like on a computer? Is your mic set to the right? Like,
Oh, wait.
not like a built-in mic or anything?
This voice isolation. Try saying something. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm just grabbing a drink. So, I hanging out in my basement. I got plenty of time, so I'm not stressed about how long this takes because I got tons of time. So maybe it's not doing it anymore.
Test, test, test. And you can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you just fine. I'm not seeing you light up anymore, so maybe it's at least better.
I think it might have been catching both.
Yeah, possible.
Well, it looks like it's should be working. It's recording on this. So whatever I've heard, it will record with this outside thing that I've got. So even if it did
Okay.
screw up on that first part, if you heard an echo, it wouldn't show up in the recording.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, then we can just power through then. And so,
But you're not
um,
hearing it now, right?
no, I haven't heard it in a minute or so, at least.
I think it was my input on my thing for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, all good.
Joey's a
So,
live recording.
so, what I was saying was, and with the lead up to Town Hall 18, they did the whole like build the meteor catcher kind of thing, and they had that Hank Green video where they released like blueprints of building the meteor catcher. So a lot of people were
Yeah.
expecting that to be the Town Hall 18 defense, and it had nothing to do with anything. So it's
Right.
always weird to see people speculate like that. And speculating's fun. I get it. I don't. It's not the choice I would have made to have all that advertising lead up to nothing, just lore for the sake of lore, I guess. Which
Yeah.
yeah, some people like, but to me it's weird to have that not have meant anything other than like, oh, there's like some background lore to the town hall now. It's cool. Like I don't personally care, but it feels like a big misdirect for no real reason.
So, okay, let me ask this then. When with Town Hall 18, when did you know that? Because was listening to you're talking about creators and stuff in that too. When did you know? When was your
Ooh,
first look at Town Hall 18 as a creator?
I made a note of this somewhere, but it was this year was different. So for a couple reasons. Normally most everyone gets their first look at the new town hall, like at Clash Worlds in Finland, because they can bring us into their building, throw it up on a big presentation, and go from there. This year obviously wasn't in Finland, and they didn't have the space or enough creators there to really do that big reveal. So they showed us before Worlds. In the creator program are some different tiers of people. I got to see 18 a little bit early, a little bit earlier than most. If you want an exact date,
Oh no,
everything
that's all right.
is looking slow. It was maybe September.
Okay, so you had a little bit of lead time. Did you
Yeah, oh yeah,
know
yeah.
about like the defenses and stuff, or what was coming with it?
So, yes, like we started testing it pretty early. I want to maybe even August. I
Oh, that'd
recorded
be
with
so hard.
T. I recorded with Call Me T, and it was like later that day. I remember. I'm trying to see what day that was, but yeah, it was like a very long lead, like an oddly long lead time for some of us knowing seeing Town Hall 18 coming, and it went through a lot of different versions. Like the defense was different. It was a different like spell, and it's stuff that may come back later. So I can't get
Oh
into it too
yeah, I
much.
won't ask.
But yeah, it was a whole lot of fun stuff, and way more lead time than normal for sure.
So how hard was it for you to just not say
So,
things just in do you ever worry about accidentally saying something, I guess, is
not really. I was like I'm pretty cautious in what I can say, and like I in a previous life I was I was an intelligence analyst, so having like that part of my brain working where like this I can only say this in certain locations to certain people is and
you don't
established
wanna
for
compromise it?
a long time. So I'm never too worried about like any big mistakes. Like I have made goofs before. Like we record on the last day of sneak peeks, always for RTC, and
Oh,
so, which is like it's always a Sunday, and the updates are always aimed at Mondays. But we're not supposed to say the update's coming tomorrow because like things happen and sometimes there's delays.
right.
So I've made like that goof where it's like, hope you guys enjoy the update tomorrow. um,
Oh,
which like in the grand scheme of things, that's like everyone kind of knows that anyway. Uh,
yeah.
which is like, I mean, but that's
It's
like the
all
extent of the mistakes I've made.
oriented towards it for sure.
Yeah.
Like, the sneak peeks on the weekends, they usually come out I mean, it's usually we're kinda trained that way with
Yeah, it's
Supercell, I
almost
think.
it's almost always a Monday that the updates are, so they have the full week to work out the kinks.
That would be very hard, I think, to be in that position to see the stuff first and to not be able to talk about it. Um,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like you
mostly just
said, to hear other people talk about it and not say something.
it's for RTC. It's kind of nice because there's me and Spencer who have seen it, and Sam and Liam who haven't. So like I can push off any speculation onto them, because they don't know, and I like that a lot because it's
Yeah.
boring. It would be insanely boring if it was just me and Spencer. Like we can't tell you. So there are like two people who can have a separate conversation about that kind of stuff, and we just hang back.
So you're enjoying it? Town Hall 18?
Yeah, I really am. I thought it was gonna be a lot harder than it ended up being, but like I said, I went through a lot of different like versions, and there was a lot of balancing done. So and through most of it, Town Hall 18 was much harder. So like in yeah, and
Really?
I was really busy, and I didn't get on like the final like for recording version, and there were some there were some balance changes in there that I think were needed. So like I know like, when I went to record that episode for the Town Hall 18 release, like it was in my mind that it was a lot harder than it ended up being. I'm
So you were kind of nervous.
No, I was like, I mean, I wanted a harder town hall for a while now. So it was a mix of like, I am going to be terrible, but I think this is good for the game.
Yeah.
But I think it's in a good spot right now.
I did too. I feel like I don't know. I like that Legends is pretty tough. Like the 3-starring rate, even on defenses and stuff, I think it's pretty good. With these new defenses coming up, I think it introduces a lot of like brand new unknowns where things are just kind of in flux. Even last night, I think it was yesterday. Yeah. Uh, I saw a video on the bowlers, super bowlers coming back, and I heard you talk about super bowlers. And I tried running them last night with a power potion, and I was doing really well. So I'm really excited about that. So it just seems like things are mixed up.
Mm-hmm. It's just fun. It's fun. Like that's the funnest part of the game for me is like when there's new stuff coming and everyone's kind of figuring it out. And it's frustrating a lot of times when I'm not immediately picking it up. Like I felt like I've been floundering for 2 weeks at times, just trying. I've tried so many different attacks and haven't given anything very like a long enough time to really settle. And I'm starting to land on attack now. I'm doing fireball meteor golems, and it's working pretty good. And I think I'm getting better. It's frustrating that I was not tripling as much as I wanted to, but fun in another sense that like there's a lot more options to try out now.
Well, I'm curious, like, and I know it's kind of a segue a little bit early on, but when I'm listening to your show, the Reddit Talks Clash podcast, fantastic show, I do get curious as to like your everyday. So, like, you're talking about 3 stars and kind of where you're normally hitting. Um, who are you kind of as a player? Like, what clan are you in? I'm not sure if I've caught it. But I guess I'm kind of curious as to like what's your normal. Are you like perfect in CWL? Are you normal wars? What's kind of like your?
Okay, yeah. So I I've been tracking my hit rate. So through most of Town Hall 17, I'm like an 80% hit rate guy in wars. So
Ooh,
it's like worse than what I want to be at because we do have guys who are like almost 100%.
pretty good.
C-Man or Mr.
Jesus.
C. We just talked to him and went to Worlds. He's like right at 100%, or he's just a little below because he's goofed up. 3 times over the last year. So, but yeah, I've kind of landed right around 80%. I've failed more Town Hall 18 hits now, just goofing off, trying new stuff. But that's kind of where I want to get back to. I've had perfect CWLs. I don't. I probably count them on one hand still. But I'm a pretty consistent 19-20 star guy at least. As far as CWL goes, up in champs. Champs 2, Champs 1, mostly over the last year. So, and
What clan are you?
so yeah, as far as the clan, I'm in a clan called the Good Guys. If you know Trample Damage, it's his family of
Yeah.
clans. There's like 7 of them. I don't I don't talk to anyone in any other clan. So it's like a clan family. But I'm not. I only pay attention to the main. I don't even know if we call it the main clan anymore because it's a bunch of clans of mostly 18s, all in champs. But I'm in the Good Guys without a number, and I've been there for a couple years now. Met Trample on Reddit. He started posting, and I liked the way he was
Awesome.
doing it because Reddit would get this weird problem where people like want to grow a YouTube following, so they just say like, "Hey, subscribe to me," and that's the whole post. And we have rules against that kind of stuff. But Trample, he did this thing where he would edit down his videos to a much shorter, like specifically made for Reddit version, and then link to his bigger, longer overall video. Like that's perfect. That's exactly what we want people to do. Like come be a member of the community. and and also promote yourself, but don't
Awesome.
only promote yourself. But started talking with him, and I moved to him, and yeah, it's the good guys, and I don't talk about it too much on the podcast, not out of like wanting to be private or anything, but it's always felt like there are a lot of other podcasts who focus on their own clan a lot, and that's mostly where that's the
Yeah.
kind of stuff where I tune out a little more. Like I love I love Cat
Yeah.
and T and hear about your guys' stuff and but it's just like I don't know, I try and be more broadly applicable, so we're not talking about as much personal
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. And when I think about like your show, I mean, it doesn't really call for it necessarily. I just get curious about these things, like because you're talking about the overall aspects of it, right? Like you're talking about the gameplay and you're talking about the real strategy stuff. And then whereas like some of us can get into the more social aspects of like clan organization and roster building and things like that
Because
too. So it makes
I'm not really involved
sorry.
in the clan all that much anyway. Like lately, I've been spinning wars, but I don't. Yeah, I don't do anything for the whole clan family. Sometimes I do, just out of like being frustrated that someone has to do something. But I'm not trying to be a clan leader. I'm trying to just
Yeah.
like it. Like I'm around,
Well,
and I'll respin wars, and we'll go from there. So like the whole aspect of like the clan, I just like if Trample wants to talk about the clan, like that can be his thing in his podcast too.
yeah. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know if I had the idea that you guys were all in the same clan at first, and then when I talked with Liam, I started to realize, like, I guess I didn't even think about it at first, and then after talking to Liam and knowing he runs his family of clans, I started to, "Oh, where does everybody else fall into to stuff?" And I think he might have mentioned it, at the time when I was talking to him, but I don't think that was on the podcast or anything.
No, Sam has been in and out of a clan with me for the longest time. Like, uh, he's been off on his own a little bit, and then his clans always fall apart. So he comes back, and he's been with us for most of last year. Spencer does his own thing. We've talked about his clan, which is he runs kind of crazy, but in a funny way. And Liam's clan family. Have you ever visited Liam's clans?
No, I was just thinking about
I
that,
hope
though.
you speak. I hope you speak Bangladeshi. it's
Oh, really?
it's it's wild. Like go to any one of them, and it's like none of the it's 9 different languages in clan chat. No one's talking to each other. I don't. It's what everything about Liam I find insanely entertaining. just, just his clan family of international misfits that can't talk to each other. I don't know. It's wild.
Oh, I have to go this. I was just thinking about that because I was like, I don't think I've added any of you as Clash friends or friends on the list to see like where you're at or to come, like see,
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like where you see on your friends list, like the clan name and stuff, and just to look at like the clan makeup and stuff. Um, and I was just thinking, God, I should go check out, do a tour one of these days. Do you
Yeah,
ever do that? Go like
do
on
it.
a
Like
walkabout?
I haven't in a while. That's kind of how I landed where I am. Was uh, I don't remember what clan family I was in before. Uh, but yeah, it was like the clan felt like it wasn't thriving, and I was like, well, here's a guy with a clan family and Trample, and I figured, hey, we'll just I'll hop in, do a few wars, and now it's been like 3 years.
How long have you been playing?
Oh, so I started playing 2014, 2013, 2014.
Okay, so you were right at the beginning,
It
or very,
was I
very
think it
close.
was not too long after clan wars were a thing, so really like in the first in the first 2 years, but I've been playing a long time now.
And when did you get serious? When
I
did you
was
know that you were going to be a master of Clash?
I figured out pretty early on that I was taking it more seriously than than everyone I knew, because it was just in a clan with some of my fantasy football friends, and we're just losing wars a lot and watching them not do well. And I would just go on YouTube, and that's when I found the subreddit and just started like looking, how do I do better? And then that's when I figured out how to use drags at Town Hall 7 when it wasn't a total gimme, and
Yeah.
hogs at Town Hall 8 when that was still kind of tough. And then I was tripling all the time, and those guys were like, "How are you doing that?" And like, well, I'm thinking about my my attacks. I'm
Yeah.
just throwing go wipe down at Town Hall 9s and 10s, but uh, yeah, I don't like. I've always been a little more serious about it. I didn't know that I was gonna get as deep into it as I am now, like with doing the mod thing and a podcast and creator stuff.
And you were talking about this on the recent episode, one of the recent episodes, but I uh don't specifically remember like in the context of like the years. S- So you're in a clan, you're starting to do well. When do you start to get involved with Reddit?
So, I mean, I've always been like a guy on Reddit a lot. So I was in the Clash sub constantly, just a whole bunch of different usernames because I just would change them a lot. And it was like, oh, almost 5 years ago. I think I would have just hit my 5th year as a mod
Oh,
this week, because I know it was Thanksgiving, but I didn't like the way the subreddit was being run, and it was nothing but just memes constantly all day long. That's all it was. And they put out mod applications, and I remember messaging one of them, Zag, and just said like, "Hey, like I want to do something about this. So if that's off the table, like don't worry about me. But like if you guys are up for it, I do want to try and tackle this problem." And they said sure, and then we made like we limited memes, and it's just been off to the races since then.
so you
And
really kind of you were there like using it, and you were like, "This is
oh yeah, yeah,
just too
yeah, I've
much."
been
And
like a user. I still see myself as like a user more than anything. Like most of the most of my time spent on Reddit is like just talking to people, not doing the mod thing. And then it's just as I'm browsing, talking to people, I'll see stuff that needs like a mod action, and then I'll do that. But I'm mostly there just BSing with people myself.
you make a lot of connections through there.
Not through Reddit. Like Trample was my only connection, like through Reddit. I've made a lot of friends, like people I've clashed with and met and messaged with now, but yeah, like no like connections.
So then you get into so now you're a moderator, and I know like your podcast you were talking about um that there wasn't necessarily an official NDA. Uh, but at what point, like as you get into Reddit, do you start to have a relationship with Supercell?
It was for me. It's pretty early on. That's not like typical. The way we've always dealt with like who among the mods gets like creator access has been kind of like there's there's always been a couple, and then when one leaves, like okay, who makes sense to be the next one up, and it was
Oh,
just I just it timed out pretty well. I was the most outspoken, the most active at the time guy. I said, hey, like I'm I think we're gonna ask for a couple people to get NDAs, and they said they pitched me and Sam, but Sam was not 18 at the time, so that was one of the limits they have. So it was yeah, I got added back around a year into doing the mod thing, I think.
okay, excellent. And then you kind of said like it's really like the terms of service, and uh you're kind of like with the creator program because I went in there to apply for it, but there's not really anything for like podcasts. You know what?
Yeah, like
Oh, sorry.
yeah, the metrics on the creator site If anyone wants to go look, it's just like creators.supercell.com, and you sign in with your SEID, and you can sign up. But they look at I think it's just the number of subscribers that you have on
TikTok,
either
YouTube, and
YouTube, TikTok, or Twitch.
Twitch.
And
Yeah.
like the pro back when I first joined, it was a little different. Like that whole creator site didn't exist, and it was similar, but they had a different category for us. It was called resourcers. So it was guys
Oh.
who run websites. Like the Reddit mods were uh, invited in through that aspect of the program. Clash Ninja was another one. The guys who run Clash Stats and Clash Perk and all the tools like that we got classified as resourcers. And I know like the site still initially rejected me because my personal YouTube channel had you have to link one. And like I had only uploaded like one video of my dog to send to someone else. And so it had zero. It was like a video of my dog, and then my neighbor's security camera of my car getting stolen once. And 2 subscribers, and they rejected me and had to like
Riveting
override
Clash
it.
content.
Yeah. But it's like the system is just set up to be geared towards like YouTubers and streamers.
Yeah. When I first was podcasting, I used to be in contact with Marika from Supercell. And then when I took a break, and I don't think she even works there anymore, but I lost all my contact info. But it's no big deal. And so I was like looking at that. I was like looking at the creator program, and then there's these rules that I'm not quite, like, I don't know if I quite understand the reach, and given kind of like just I guess the show, and that I don't monetize it or anything. I'm like I'm just fine, because I thought if I got to see things up ahead, I would have a hard time. I like the part of guessing and kind of wondering what's gonna be there, and I figured I'm all right. But I think it's super interesting to hear about it, and to get the inside scoop on what it's like, I guess, to be in the creator program.
Yeah, I mean, I am only a creator through via my Reddit moderation and going there. Reddit is a pretty decently sized community, and
Oh yeah.
that. So like the podcast is just like a side hobby. It has nothing to do. Like I think technically I did link the RTC YouTube page to my creator account, just so we can get, because you do get small little things from the amount of views and stuff you have, and that's how I not every episode, but a lot of them I'll upload like into the game.
Oh, cool.
That little community tab. They just changed it up, so I don't know if it's a community tab anymore.
Oh yeah, I saw there was some change up with the stuff, which I kind of looked pretty cool to me.
Yeah, it's the same button, and you scroll down, it's like a creators section. So I'll put episodes in there every now and then.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys just fulfill, like, you are like just a central hub to the community. One of the main pillars. I mean, I think for outside information.
I mean, that's what I want. That's what I want Reddit to be. I don't know that it always is, and part of that is I think how the community managers have been engaging with Reddit. Darian would be there frequently, and he would give like I don't want to be too rose-colored glasses with Darian, because we all had our frustrations with him as well, and just communication in general. But he would pop in enough and give people help or give people insight, and there was real interaction. It was most people's only realistic way to have an interaction with the community manager was through Reddit, because like just open the Clash Facebook page or open their Instagram and read the comments, and it's just like, I don't know why anyone would bother to comment there, because you're never going to get a response. It's just buried in a sea of a million people saying the same thing. And at least with Reddit, the important stuff gets surfaced by upvotes, and it's visible and it stays visible for a while. It's a great tool. The new community managers since Arian's left, Fairy, Marco, and Frame haven't really engaged with Reddit too much, and I miss it. But yeah, I think it's a good tool they're not using.
And I just remember, like, because kind of, I guess, the story of Clash is in part like history of the internet in a little bit, like how things have grown and stuff too, right? Like over time, and kind of where the tools we use to do the stuff. And I just remember uh, Reddit emerging. The first times I heard it in relation to Clash were the AMAs, or was it AMA or the
Mhm.
is that what they're called?
Ask me anything.
Yeah, with the Clash development team, or those things where those would be like the definitive kind of sneak peeks coming up and what people really relied on. Oh, they said in their AMA this is not going to be happening, and so I thought, like, I just remember the early days of Clash, of hearing Reddit was the only thing kind of driving like the future narrative from that I remember, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I mean, old Reddit was cool. Like, they had from really early on, Supercell was always cool to the Reddit mods. The ClashCon, you remember back, was it 2015 ish?
Yeah.
They had they had Reddit mods go out to there. One of the guys who was a Reddit mod at the time is now, like, he works there now, and I think that was his introduction to it, was via Reddit. And I don't know if he still works there. I haven't heard his name in a while, but as far as I know, he's pretty involved in the creator program.
This year you went to Worlds, as we got to hear about on your show, right?
I went down to Atlanta.
Thinking about it now, what sticks out to you as like what's your standout memory? Because I know you talked about it before, but like, is there anything now sticking out that's?
Yeah, like, I had a lot of really cool conversations with people that I haven't before. Like, I'm not the most outgoing social guy.
Yeah.
So, like, like, I'll talk to you for 2 hours here, but if we're meeting in person, it'd probably be a little different. But
Yeah.
then, so I mean, like, I had a lot of awesome conversations with players and other creators. And I think the wars, like, of the 4 world finals I've seen in person, like, this year had the best wars for sure. It was, yeah, there were like hard mode, Town Hall 17 or esports mode at the time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I think it nailed balance. It was good. They were entertaining wars. They were all competitive. That's fun. So I think it was disappointing not to be in, like, Helsinki, because, like, Helsinki versus Atlanta. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, it was, there were things that, like, weren't present that had been there in other years, just because it's not their home turf, and they're less in control and that kind of stuff. So it was, like, it wasn't as cool in that aspect, but the wars itself were, I think, is the best finals in a long time.
And so you're like watching this on the floor?
Yeah, just out on, like, the fold up steel chairs they had, just
Really?
hanging out with, just spent most of my time with Trample or Clash Ninja. A couple of our clanmates came out and just sat around watching wars with those guys, and
That's
BSing with other creators.
that's really cool. How long was it then? Did you get there like on a Friday? I can't remember. I think we were messaging when you were getting on a plane. I just didn't realize at the
I
time it
was
was Clash Worlds you were going to.
I was like, messaged you, like, that was like the same day that I dropped that leak episode too.
Oh.
And then, like, I was like talking to you. I forget what I had a question I wanted to ask. I forget, but I was getting on a plane heading down to Atlanta. That was Thursday. So I got in late Thursday night, and then finals was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I left Monday morning.
And they kept
So
you
a quick
busy the
little
whole
weekend trip.
time?
Like normally in Helsinki they have like a lot more stuff planned for us, but it was in Atlanta it was like, I didn't get in until almost 10, and then the next morning was like meet, and we'll all walk over to Worlds together, and that every morning they just had like a dinner plan for each night.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know why I was listening to your episode as you talked about that, and it was like, wow, that would be just a really cool experience to be a part, and talking to Big B about it too. Um, just to experience that esports mode or esports like in person, right? Like I haven't been to like competitions or anything like that, but just to or I've never been to like a Comic-Con, anything like that. I think it would just be epic to see and just kind of give you a whole different.
It was like this is the fourth time I've met like most everyone there, so like rolling up and seeing Bash, just go up, give him a hug, say what's up, and let him get back to work, and whether you get a lot of other people who are there as just as fans, and it's like watching people meet like celebrities. It was real cool to see
Yeah,
like
I
people
bet.
light up around meeting all these other people because no one knows what I look like, so I was just hanging out.
Man of mystery. That's cool. That's yeah. I think that's awesome. I thought it was just a fun world, and I think maybe this and I talked to Big B about it, but I think talking to him, watching a little bit of it, has gotten me more excited. Listening to you talk about it, it's gotten me a little bit more excited about that side of the esports
Yeah.
more. And I guess I'm just now learning more about like the teams and stuff, and because I just have never particularly followed that.
I got to meet a lot more of the players this year. Normally in Finland, there's like the headquarters is kind of flanked by two different hotels, and they'll put creators in one and players in another. I didn't in past years I hadn't had a chance to like meet most of the players because we're just staying at different places, and they have the players don't go to the town hall like reveal meetings and that kind of stuff. We really don't see them until the final after party. But this year everyone's all in the same hotel, so I had a chance to
Oh, cool.
meet and chat to a lot more of those guys, and it's cool seeing how friendly and chill everyone was. I remember walking to dinner one of the nights, and it was after Mr. C and Milsim got like eliminated, and just watching him
Oh,
have a conversation with the guys from Repotted, and like just like reliving like those wars and talking about what happened, and the way stuff was trapped, and just like seeing people who are so invested in the game and interested in it and knowledgeable, like watching that conversation. That's what I love about podcasting is just
yeah. He's
it's
like,
it's really interesting to see people who are actually interested in and knowledgeable about stuff talk about it.
and can see things like in different ways, or just completely think about things differently, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah, like they were like they're talking about like, oh, like this base had this trap and this angle, and just like I mean I watched the same wars too at the same time, and I brain dumped it all immediately. I mean, guys just they just see it differently, and it's cool to just even like you know uh listen in.
Yeah, you get better from that kind of stuff too. Just to like, even just playing against people like that, or
Oh
knowing
yeah.
what they're talking, what they're focusing on, or thinking about. Even like, oh, they're that trap does matter. I'd imagine I'd walk out of there feeling like I was gonna do really well, and then I'd slide right back into the reality.
I do always like I always come home from worlds like with like with a new fire and ready to dive in and do a lot better, and then like, oh well, now we only have 2 weeks of this town hall anyway, so
Yeah, gotta wait.
yeah, now I gotta relearn everything.
Yeah, do you think the Town Hall 18 rollout was good with the new
Yeah,
post
yeah,
worlds?
it was they're really like focusing on marketing more lately. So like the revenge room stuff was crazy and terrible, but like at least they took a swing and they tried something new and different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like that's kind of gonna be the focus of the community managers for a while, it seems. So yeah, like
Is
whether anyone cares about that, I don't know.
is
But
marketing?
like yeah, then yeah, like we talked about the meteor catcher thing too. Like that was a big like marketing push to establish a lore for the town hall. And like I'm never been a guy who cares about lore, but other people do. So it's cool that they have a little more lore now.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like they are trying to build up Clash in a lot of weird ways that are gonna go unnoticed. But if you like being in the program and seeing what they're doing and hearing at least a little bit about why they're doing it, it does add to the bigger picture.
Yeah. You can, if it feels like this year, there's more of a story to it. There's like you're saying, like the and it kind of took place over a couple months. So I guess I do get a bigger sense of lore versus like the justice scenery and stuff. Like it was kind of seemed more isolated. And this one, thinking about like August, there was a hole in the base, and then we started to kind of ramp into that to that meteorite stuff.
Yeah, like the meteor golem was teased months ago too. It was in one of the event tracks somewhere had like meteor golem eyes on the back. That was back in summer, and this is before like we knew that the meteor golems would be an event troop, and then well before we knew they would come back as a permanent troop. But yeah, they are like starting to build this stuff more long term. So,
And which
but
is,
then also they do like the meteor catcher thing too. So it's hard to feel out where like anyone who thought the meteor catcher was going to be something meaningful.
me.
That just went nowhere. So
Well, it was like right there, like staring you
yeah,
and and it
you
was
know,
the point is to build the thing.
yeah, and then it missed. So like, and the town hall got destroyed, and it's cool they can they kind of do a reset aesthetically and start rebuilding from that. So it does sound like it's part of a more long term plan. It's that's all stuff like I don't personally care about. So
Yeah. It
like
almost would have been
how it looks is so far down my list of priorities.
it almost would have been better if they would have done the revenge tower instead. Like as
Yeah,
the
something.
blueprint.
But like they've had the sceneries linked together. There's normally been like a little animation the transition from one scenery to the next. Like they just released the previews of the stuff for December today.
Ooh,
So
I've not
yeah,
seen
it
that yet.
shows like the scenery has like the November scenery is like that big flying ship of some kind,
Yeah. The
and now it's like crashed and frozen in an ice wall for the winter scenery.
so they're okay. They're connecting them. So
Yeah,
it's
it's like
that same thing that was traveling on the sand.
yeah, it looks like it at least.
Oh. Well, those kind of make me feel hopeless. And I've been spending a lot of my money on my books of things right now. So hopefully, I'm using your creator code, so hopefully you're seeing a little bit of that.
Yeah,
Come,
I had like I had my best creator code day ever on Black Friday, and I made almost $20.
awesome. I
Like
Black Friday deals,
like,
we're coming through. That was
yeah. So yeah, I know, and definitely want to thank everyone who does that too. Um, it's just fun. Like there are people who like assume it's a lot bigger deal than it ends up being. But you know,
Like
everything's
you're
cool.
just
So
raking in
I'm
thousands and millions a month.
yeah, it was you know, it was a $20 day, and then the rest of like the bar graph for the month is nothing.
Yeah, and you said like you use it to giveaways and stuff like that too, don't you?
Yeah, I've gotten one payout. It's like so at the end of the month, if you have above like $100 or €100, then you get paid out. So I've gotten paid out once, and then I should get the next one. The next one will be like December, January. No, it won't be December because December's tomorrow. It'll be January or February.
You're gonna have your private jet in no time. Your creator jet.
Yeah, I mean, I just like we have access to like another part of the online store where you can just buy gold passes, and instead of having them go to my account where I have to like if I want to give them away, we have to add each other's friends and wait a day and do that whole nonsense.
Yeah,
But I can just I can
that
like buy
stuff.
gold passes as like just codes and just send people a link. So
Oh, that's awesome.
that's what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep buying gold passes and give them out on the podcast or the subreddit.
Do you spend money on the game?
Oh, not as much anymore, but like I have like I went through a big hassle to request my data earlier this year and
Oh,
find because I was curious just how much I've spent lifetime, and it was like $3,500, and that was like a wake up call that like man, all these little things add up over 10 years.
yeah. But then you think about how much you spent in coffee in that time.
Yeah, yeah, it's like $3,500 over 10 years, $350 a year. Yeah,
That's a pretty
that's
cheap
like
hobby.
yeah. I mean, really, for an adult hobby, where
Yeah.
you can really get off the rails.
Some like this
So,
weekend. You know, and I'm just gonna stay home tonight and I'll buy that Black Friday deal. That's
Clash is like the vast majority of my gaming time, and has been for forever. So I think over 10 years, like people have spent more on gaming PCs repeatedly over that time too.
oh yeah.
It's like it was shocking to see like in a PDF the email to me like the total because it's not something I was ever tracking, but yeah, yeah, it's not terrible.
No,
I've certainly had a lot of fun and use out of it all.
yeah, you really can't. There's really not another hobby. Like for people like I play it a lot, right? And some people just go in. But for me it's like there's not another hobby that I wouldn't spend more money on. Or less money on. Because cuz
Yeah,
I really haven't spent much money besides skins or whatever since the spring. And now that the books are in, I think I've only spent $25 so far, since the update dropped. But and then I think,
like
oh shit,
yeah,
what did I really get for it? But at the same time, I'm like, wow, look at how much fun and what I've
yeah. Like if
how
I'm
much
thinking
time.
about like the dollar per hour I've
Hmm.
spent, it's gonna be a good deal.
Do you play other Supercell games?
Uh, every time there's a new one, I'm like, I'll download it and give it a test. Like I've done the betas for most of the new stuff,
Yeah.
like Flood Rush and Moko, and I played Squad Busters for a decent amount, and I quit long before a lot of people did. Um, I there's a new one, Boat Game, has had a couple betas that have been fun. It's got a long way to go, but I think it has potential. Just is like a little over the shoulder third person shooter that's
Oh, cool.
quirky and fun. So like I'll keep doing the betas for Boat Game. Um, they they have some other stuff that I forget, like if we're allowed to talk about now, but they've
Oh,
done testing. Nothing that like really appeals to me long
yeah.
term. But I don't know, like yeah,
Were you into Royale at all?
for the first year or so I did, and then um the Royale was another thing I've like come home from Finland charged up about and started to play again. And it's like 2 weeks later, and I'm like, I don't what am I doing? I don't like this.
I played a lot of Royale, up until till the pandemic, I think, and then I kind of burnt out on a lot of stuff, or I just needed a little bit of a break.
Like
Uh,
my main interest in Royale is watching like how their community riots for every update that they all say is terrible and going to kill the game.
oh,
like, and they've had some doozies of updates too. Like, did you play for Slash Royale?
I don't know.
Oh, so this is worth like 20 minutes of your time to go like find some videos because it's hilarious. But they had this huge event they called Slash Royale, and they made all the cards like half price. So people had been hoarding gold for forever, and then everything was half price all of a sudden. So everyone upgraded all the card, even the cards they didn't use. They finally maxed them out. It was cool, and people loved it, and it was cool. And then immediately following that, they're like, "Here's a new card level." So all the players are like,
Oh,
I just spent all of the gold I have on stuff I don't want to use, and and now I'm
oh,
broke, and you're releasing a new card level, and people freaked out. And then they changed the way chess work. I don't play too much Royale, so I'm probably getting it wrong, but it's like a year later they changed the way chess work, and they called it the update for losers, which is supposed to be a tongue in cheek thing, but everyone
oh.
was like, "Why are you calling us losers?" And now there's another card level they just announced, and people hate that.
Yeah, I saw something like about
Clash,
that come through.
yeah, it's fun to see like every time Clash Royale gets an update, people from CR will come to the Clash subreddit and be like, "Man, you guys have it so well, have it
Really?
so nice."
Do you guys collaborate at all between, or like, is there crossover?
Some people do. There's a guy, Hart. He doesn't do too much for the subreddit anymore, but he's one of the main guys in the main Clash Discord. He does a lot for Squad Busters, or did, I guess. He does stuff for Moko, a lot of Discord stuff. So there is crossover. I don't do anything like. I've been asked if I want to help moderate other subreddits, and my answer is always like, I'll play the game, and if I really love the game, yeah, I'll help out on there. But like, I'm not gonna go moderate something just for the sake of having my name on it.
Yeah. Wow, it's just a every it's just a big world, right? Like the the more you learn about this stuff, it like the bigger it gets. Um, you just learn there's just more to everything, right? Like yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and then
forget about
like I
that.
mean, yeah, like yeah, I'm always learning about more that kind of stuff, like more connections people have, and a lot of the overlap too. And that's still just like all the English speaking world too. If you look at like the foreign language stuff, there's massive communities out there of people who don't speak English that we don't know.
Oh, I
There's
bet.
creators with 4 or 5 million subscribers out there. Like we probably never like I said, like Alvaro, like almost no one who's listening to this is gonna will have heard of that guy. But like he was so big, I think like, I might be getting it wrong who it is, but like he had his own breakfast cereal at one point, I guess.
Really?
like like there are people who are like massive that you just never heard of because they don't speak English. We don't watch our content.
I think you mentioned something about that. Oh, I think it was on your leak episode you were talking about. Um, I think the guy mentioned that it was maybe not a English speaking, something about leaks, but
Oh yeah,
and it just kind of reminded me like that was when I thought, wow, I completely forget about that, or like the uh like India and how many people there must just be, because like if I look up a YouTube video, sometimes like Indian video will pop up and it'll have just tons of views.
yeah.
Just wild.
Like like you can get away with watching a lot of like foreign language guys too. Like if you look up any of the Navi guys or whatever they're gonna be next year, then like a lot of them upload their attacks every day, like their legends hits, and it's just music in the background, so you don't need to understand Japanese or anything.
Do you stream at all?
No, oh no, I don't. I do. The podcast is the only like content that I'll do.
And how'd you get involved? How'd you decide to start that?
So I was like, I listened to a lot of podcasts way back in the when, like you and Saturday Night Hive and the original Clash Files and like that era of
Yeah.
podcasts I was really into, and then like a lot of them kind of stopped or fell off, and I just kind of got out of Clash Podcast for a while, and then I don't remember why I started listening again. Oh no, it was yeah, there was an episode posted on Reddit that I thought was really cool, and then started looking up like who is doing podcasts and saw there's still like a decent sized podcast community, and I was a Reddit mod by then, and I'm like, yeah, let's I'll set up like an index page of all the different podcasts just to keep updated and people can find it easier. Reached out and started talking to everyone, just say, hey, like, what's your social? Do you have a Discord server that I can link here? Just assembling all that information. And then right around that time, Reddit introduced a new feature that they called Reddit Talks,
Ooh.
which was just like, hey, we're going to give subreddits the ability to live stream audio, just essentially just the same as the Discord stage. Or it was really kind of like a Clubhouse ripoff, if you ever heard of that Clubhouse app that was popular for a while.
Yeah,
But
it's like the fuzzy edge of my
so
memory.
yeah, like one of the admins just reached out to us on Reddit and said, "Hey, like, do you guys want to give this a try?" And one of the other mods, one of the original hosts, was like, "Yes, we'll do it. It should be a podcast." And we just kind of like a couple of us showed interest, and we started doing it. Our very first, as I said earlier, we lost our very first episode. Or that was probably before we were recording, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, our very first one we lost because it was a brand new feature. We didn't fully understand how it worked, so we had tested it. They had like a private subreddit to test feature before they rolled it out to the public. When they enabled it on our subreddit, they didn't enable like to save the recording, which had been done on the test subreddit. So we did a full episode, and we're trying to figure out how to download it. And afterwards, like, oh nope, it didn't save.
That's
But
the roughest.
then we did the podcast on Reddit Talks for a while. That's how we came up with the name, and then that they eventually shut it down, and that's when we moved to Discord.
And so you do them live, or
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah, they're all live. The exceptions being the leak episode I did, that wasn't live. And then I looked up Jake from One Hive a while ago and got him to agree to sit down, and we didn't do that one live.
Okay. Have you ever reached out to Tate?
No.
I should do that one of these days.
Yeah.
I think about that era a lot as, I don't want to say it's like the golden age, but that's like where my nostalgia goes to. And especially as like we go into winter, it's like I remember listening to Saturday Night Hive in the very cold of winter on my drive home to record with Boaz and stuff, and like so it jazzes me up for Clash for sure.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a real different. Like, it feels so much longer ago than it really was.
Yeah, doesn't it?
When you're thinking about the years, like I was like, this morning I'm like, oh man, it's cool. Like, I'm gonna record with Scotty. I used to listen to him when I was a kid, and like, no, I was still in my 30s when that happened. It wasn't that long ago, but like it feels so much longer.
Yeah, it feels like it would be like 20 years ago or something. Like,
yeah,
it's almost like when it almost like goes in your mind, like alongside your development of, as I grew up, as a town hall, as I was coming up.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I was like a new Town Hall 9 when the top Town Hall was 10 at the time when I found all these old podcasts.
Wow, yeah.
And so yeah, it does feel like, yeah, like that's a good way to put it, is your Clash childhood.
Yeah, it's just, that's crazy. And were you for the original?
What do you mean for the original?
Podcasters? I mean, you, Sam.
Oh, so
Spencer.
yeah, it was yeah, me and Sam had done it from the start, and there's two other guys, Frank and Mac, and they it was Mac's idea originally, and then he had like a silly name he wanted to name the podcast too. Like he was really pushing for like we were coming up with weird puns like Mod Clash Podcast, like Mod Pod, a lot of weird combinations of that stuff. But we eventually settled on it was Cart, the guy I just mentioned, came up with Reddit Talks Clash, I believe. But yeah, it was us four. We did that for a while. Frank and Mac stepped down as mods a little later on, and they weren't able to make all the episodes either.
Oh, okay.
And then Spencer, we added as a mod right around that time, and he would kind of like executive produce. He was our little like he would be just listening and in the comments and updating a pinned comment with all the links of stuff we were talking about.
Cool.
And then eventually we convinced him to start talking. And Liam was a lot later because Liam wasn't on when we started, and Liam would he says the most ridiculous things. So Liam's Clash IQ isn't always. I know, no, it's not, like I don't think he's dumb. I don't want to call him dumb. So like I'll say like Liam experiences the world in a much different way than the rest of us do.
Oh, how so?
And how much time do you have? Like, so I mean, I don't want to clown on him too much because like I know a lot of times it feels mean. Like Liam was probably saying I'm being straight up mean to him. I'd see it as like it feels like picking on a little brother.
You're mean to Liam
because
he needs it, right?
So like, yeah, I'm not like it's not mean spirited, but like sometimes you do have to like teach him the way of the world through very harsh meanness. But
were you mean about his costume?
Yeah, so like you guys talked about this, and I was just like, because he and I had this argument in Discord for like might have been before, but before you guys talked about it, or before at least before it aired. Just hearing him rehash like the way he told it, he was robbed of a reward for trying to participate in this. Like he deleted the photo because I wish he didn't. Like you should ask him for it. But
he submitted it, right?
Yeah,
I was going to ask you if you saw the picture because I did not see the picture.
I did, I did because he started saying like, hey, I never got these rewards, and I went to one of the community managers and said, hey, have all these rewards been sent out? You know, I got people saying they missed them. Is mainly Liam, and trying to do him a solid. They're like, yeah, like we just didn't send
Liam
any rewards out to people who didn't try or used AI or submitted something unrelated. So then I was like,
no!
I heard that and I'm like, okay, well, like let me go look at what he actually did. So I just scroll through all his replies and find it. I'm not a Twitter user, so it took me forever to find it, but I did find it. And this man, all he did was in his office. He put a trash can on his head and he held up a bottle of wine. Like that was it. Including taking the photo and submitting it, Liam spent 25 seconds on this. And that was it. And he's mad that like that wasn't worthy of whatever they were giving out. I don't know.
Did he look like a barbarian?
No, he didn't. He looked like a drunk who fell over in an office party. It was like nothing about this said Barbarian or Clash of Clans at all. Like he could not have tried less hard.
Liam, I just don't know what to say.
Yeah, like you got to ask him and then give him a fair third party assessment of whether his effort was worth even a resource potion, which I don't think it was.
Well, how was the wine bottle being held?
Well, would it
more like a club?
Would it make a difference to you if he's holding it by the neck or by the base?
Maybe.
Like, is Is it gonna come across as more of a barbarian one way or the other?
Well, one would be more of a bat. One would be more of a sword.
No, I don't know. It was just funny watching him get very upset.
Did you put in a good word for him and say, "Hey, I think
Absolutely
you
not.
missed this one"? I assure you, he tried.
Like, like I mean, I probably could have had a nice, funny message with one of the CMs, like, "Hey, what was wrong with this one?" And then showed him that, but he had already deleted it. So, well, Liam, I think no, since he'll listen, I think you should post it again and let the people decide.
Yeah, we could vote for a Game Pass.
Yeah.
I could give him a Game Pass.
Dude, I'll like, hey, if there's a public vote on this photo of you on whether it's even remotely Barb I will toss Liam a gold pass.
I would too. We should do it.
So there you go. Gauntlet's
Well,
been thrown down, Liam.
I sent him after that. There was that town hall contest, so I sent him that picture. I'm sure he saw it, but I just sent it to him anyways. At the upgrade thing, and I thought, I wonder what kind of picture we're gonna get out of this one. But I think it's just your town hall. But I thought maybe he'll rearrange something or do something.
Yeah, like it's a cool contest, like because they will fly you out to Ireland, and then you to live in this castle for a month, and they have like a private chef. And like all I can think was like, I can't just leave for a month.
That's what I thought too. When you
Yeah, like it'd be
it's like, can the dogs
like
go?
the number of people who, if they won, could take advantage of that is going to be so low.
Yeah, a whole month. Like I was like,
I
oh,
mean, it's cool,
I'd have to quit.
cool advertising.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was going to be like a dress up or do something like a thing. Sometimes these contests are just kind of random or like they kind of seem to come out of nowhere for me a little bit. But so far, I guess, who is your favorite co-host? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean,
No,
like Sam agrees with me the most. I think about Clash most similarly to Sam, and um, Spencer plays the game a much different way than I do, and he cares about a lot of things that I don't. So that's nice to have his perspective when he actually wants to talk. And Liam is just insane in a cool way.
Yeah.
He'll say ridiculous stuff that it's always funny.
Yeah.
And then and it's easy to riff on and tease him a little bit, and then we end up having conversations I would have never planned out. So like I love having Liam there too.
Well, man, when I listen, I think all the co-hosts have like just a cool perspective, and I know when I listen to you guys, it's like totally coming at the game in different ways. Like just seeing it all on a different level. I mean, because of course you're kind of you're testing and you're doing that stuff too.
Yeah, I like our ultimate goal is kind of like just be representative of what Reddit is talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great to have people who see the game differently, and we can get into all the different aspects of what people are talking about. And we kind of like, I want to get back to it in some way, but I never know. Like we used to talk about Reddit posts more, and I like using that as a framing tool to have conversations. It doesn't always translate well if we're talking about like there's a concept someone drew and then we're describing a photo in an audio medium. It's sometimes weird, but I'd like to find a way to do that again smoothly and more often.
Well, so do you, like, as the week goes on, or as I think you do every other week, right? Mostly.
Right.
Are you keeping tabs like on the pulse of Reddit? Is that where like a lot of your show ideas come from?
Like there's been a couple times where like we don't only talk about like Reddit posts or what Reddit's doing. There's been a few times where like there's something I really want to talk about, and I really want to be able to frame it as like, here's what the popular opinion on Reddit is lately. So I'll like
Oh,
make a post and pin it and ask for like, hey, like, what do you think of this stuff? And then we can talk about that. So it's a nice little way to like manufacture a discussion. A lot of it is just like, these are the things I care about that are coming in the game, and I'll ask the other guys like, if like, we just have a Google Doc we can all edit. It's like almost always just me just laying a plan out. But
but you're
yeah, just like, hey, like if
sorry.
there are things going on, Reddit's gonna be pretty on top of it for praising it or more often hating it, and it's a good way to stay in touch with like what our chunk of the Clash world is talking about.
Yeah, and I think when I listen to it's like I'm getting a real fresh take on issues and things that are very present. Like you might talk about things that are just really new that haven't necessarily even worked themselves through because you've seen, issues on Reddit or whatnot. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of times I'm focused on one thing in a podcast, or I'm kind of going down one stream and listen to you guys, it's like, oh wow, I just never thought about it from that angle, or I haven't. I mean, the leak episode, a good example. That was a big episode, but I think it just happens all the time, and gives me a lot of good
Yeah.
insight into like the overall larger community and some of um, those issues, I guess.
Like, the leak one was just the hilarious timing, like looking back, because like I wasn't like afraid to talk about it. It's just like, it gets weird, and you want to
Yeah.
do it in a respectful way, especially considering like the other implications of being a creator and all. And I don't want to like glamorize the people who do it. I don't know, it was weird. Like I'm still not 100% happy with the way it turned out. Like I'm glad people are enjoying it. Either I don't want to talk you out of liking it, but I know I called that one Shades of Gray. Like
Yeah.
or which is I don't like it is to me it's like, hey, cool, because it is like a gray area, and it's also the name of the absolute worst episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, which I thought was funny because it was
Oh,
like an episode that like I'm not sure if like it was gonna be any good or not. So it was a nice little double joke just for myself.
what episode was
But,
that?
Shades of Grey was it was like the Riker clip show one where he's going crazy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it was just like, I think it was like, it might have been during a writer's strike. I'm not too up to date on Star Trek lore, but
Yeah, okay.
it was like it was a clip show one. It was terrible.
Well, just I think it just asked it. There wasn't a conclusion. It was more like asking questions. A lot of great food for thought.
It- yeah, so like Ricochet is he's like a complicated guy. I've talked to him a lot over the years, and he's offered a few times like, "Hey, if you ever want to have me on RTC, like, probably not." And then he kind of like teased me, and he was like, "Hey, like, I think I have some information that you're really going to want to know." And I was like, "Well, I doubt it, but let me know." And then like let me know, like, let's talk about it, and then if it is something worthwhile, like, then we'll go and record. And he's like, "Well, I don't want to like give it away for free like beforehand. I'd rather hear your reaction live." I'm like,
Oh,
okay, like, well, let's figure this out." And then he was really kind of hinting that he was gonna like who out someone who was leaking, and that's what I was kind of hoping for. And if that would have happened, I don't know if I would have actually released it. I might have just like narked.
yeah.
But
That's
I
tough.
I don't know. So then it was uh, just having to like reframe a lot of that conversation in the edit. I don't think I didn't change the order of anything. I don't think I edited it in a misleading way, but I still that one's still a weird one for me. And the other really funny thing was in that one I did talk about how like, oh, Supercell's totally cool with us allowing leaks on the subreddit, and that changed.
Oh,
Like that, yeah, that 'cause the Town Hall 18 sneak peeks leaked from inside the creator program, and all of a sudden Reddit allowing leaks became not cool at all. So
oh.
yeah,
Was that after the
there
episode
were
aired?
yeah, it was like right, it was pretty close to, because I released that the day I was like flying down to Atlanta. So that was one of the last couple days of October, the 30th maybe. And then yeah, the Town Hall 18 sneak peeks were mid-November, so that was up for a whole 2 weeks where it was accurate, and now it's like, well, yeah, now we don't allow leaks.
Well, it's part of the history of it, right? Like, okay,
I guess, yeah.
here's, you know, like I told Liam, like when we were with the last episode, he was saying, well, I got this wrong, and I'm like, well, I got this wrong. I'm like, well, now we get to see how it all works
Oh.
out.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like I've played it. I've played it a bunch, and I still got a lot wrong about what was going to happen. Not so much like predicting what comes, but I thought the hero bell would be a lot more like the only thing you see in Legends, and like
Yeah,
I'm seeing a lot of hero bells, but I'm seeing, I think, more bomb hives. Like I knew the totem was strong. I didn't think the totem was going to be that strong.
yeah, they'll probably nerf it, I'm guessing.
I don't I think a better way to do it is with additional content later. Like make, like whatever defenses we get next, those can be a little stronger.
Yeah, I suppose.
Then that way like Totem and Meteor Golem aren't so OP, and it doesn't feel like you're taking something away from players. But then also, like, I don't want to get pigeonholed into only using certain troops. I don't like.
Yeah,
There's a lot of balancing work that can be done without needing to resort to nerfs, I guess is what I'm
right.
saying.
Well, I think like those episodes though will are like important ones in the history of Clash. To talk about. And I think about it like, and maybe it's not on the same level, but after listening to that one, I did think there was just so much more implications to it than I had realized. But like things like about the modding debates that used to happen, like these kind of bigger issues. I think the one thing that podcasts get to do that others don't is really kind of bring a deeper conversation about these types of things, and I appreciate hearing about that kind of stuff. And just, I don't know, I know I've been kind of talking about that one, but I think that's just one of the recent ones that I was like,
There's a couple more like one-off ones I think I want to do, like more like that might not necessarily work in a live format. Which being doing ours live is fun. There's audience interaction. We do questions at the end of everyone.
yeah,
And I like, I don't like giving that up when we do like, the other ones, but it is kind of like limiting to, like, I would love to do an FWA episode and talk to a lot of FWA leadership, and like what's it like running this enormous family, and how did ore and equipment change like FWA matches, and like I have a lot of questions that I'm just personally curious about. And it's just like stuff like that. I would want to talk to like FWA leadership and individual clan leadership and get different perspectives from all the different levels of it. And like we couldn't do that one live.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so
That
I don't know.
have
Like
to be like a
yeah,
special,
yeah, I just
6-part special.
yeah, I like covering stuff like that I'm just personally interested in, because I think like there's no way I'm the only person who has these questions.
Right.
So like, yeah, that's what I try and like aim for. Like sometimes we get questions like, why haven't we had certain people as guests? And it's like, I have no idea who that person is. And I
Yeah.
don't know who, and I don't know what I would ask them about because I don't watch them.
Right.
And it's nothing against them. It's just I don't like I don't know what I would talk to them about.
Do you have a guest that's like, this is the one person I really want to make?
I have like in the past I've checked almost all my boxes now, honestly. Like everyone that I like would fanboy over, like I've kind of already asked. Almost everyone says yes too. Like I've never got a hard no when I ask. Like I've gotten like I can't do it that week, but maybe down
Yeah.
the line. But pretty much like everyone says yes, and then we just have to like find a time and in a good
Figure it out.
and a good topic to do it. So, but like really early on, we just like who's the biggest guy? Like it's just we shot judo a question. He said yes immediately. We had Eric on really early, like right then too, and I think
Excellent.
once we had judo and Eric on really early, it kind of like
Smooth.
got a little bit of credibility for everyone else to be like, well, judo's done it. Like, why would I say no?
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anybody from the past that you wish you could, or wish you had a?
Um,
Now that I'm
like
trying to think of mine, but I don't know if I can't. I don't know if I can think of any current
I
like.
I I did reach out to Jake and had a nice little conversation with him, and I think he was a little like kind of like, why do you want to talk to me, like kind of thing. But
It's been years.
he was cool about it. Yeah, and then but yeah, that was one of my favorite ones because I grew up watching Jake. It feels like as far as Clash goes, but
Yeah.
even like looking back though, I don't know, like I didn't get a lot of good feedback about the Jake one. Like no one said it was bad, but it was just I thought more people would be interested in it, and most Clash players now like haven't been playing as long as we have, so they just had no they didn't have that memory of who Jake was and what he meant to the Clash community. So I think that one kind of fell flat for a lot of people. So I don't know, looking back, like I can't even think of anyone else I'd really like, have that much of a personal interest in.
I think I'd like to talk to one of like the creator of Clash, or somebody that was there right when they were putting it into place. And I remember in that first year, and this was, I think, pretty new development at the time, that the creator, I can't remember what his name was, or his name is, he said that he was going for a 10-year game. And that was kind of unheard of, I think, at the time. I remember thinking, like, there's no way this is going to be 10 years. Can you imagine? And you're in year 2, and, it's these apps are new and everything is new. I would love to talk to them about the original vision and how like the vision has changed. What they
Yeah, just there's
imagined, and then what surprised them, really.
yeah, just as much as gaming has changed in those 10 years too, and like how Clash has had to adapt to those trends. I
Yeah.
think that'd be really interesting.
Well, I mean, like I think I've said on the podcast before, I think my earliest screenshots are like level 100 because there weren't screenshots when I was the early part of Clash. So like all these other side things, and think about the different communication tools we've had or used maybe over from Discord or like TeamSpeak and these different things. And I think like the culture stuff of it all is just really fascinating. So um, yeah, I should have thought about my own question a little bit more on that. Is there one guess that you've had so far that just stands out to you as like, mind altering?
Like,
Maybe it
uh,
just stands
mm,
out to you, I guess. You don't have to answer
like
that question if it
no, like I've never had a bad experience at all. Like, so, um, it was like a boring answer, but I I got on immediately with Bash. Like, we met in person and it just like immediately knew like me and Bash can get along, and he was a blast to have. He always is. So like that's why I like having him back so much for town
yeah.
halls. It just feels like a tradition now, and like the whole last one too. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't tell him the plan the ahead of time. We just the way the conversation flowed like was exactly as how I had it laid out.
Yeah, because you were like,
So I think he's
"Oh, perfect segue into."
yeah. It was like just naturally thinking along the same wavelength, or or maybe I'm just
Just
getting
kinda
better at
resonate
predicting where conversations go.
with each other. That's cool.
Yeah, but judo, like, we're gonna have judo again at some point, hopefully soon. So like I would like another crack at judo, just because the first time we had him, it was more like who are you? What is it like being a content creator? Now, like, I really I want to get into Clash, with judo.
Like, what would you
So
ask him? Like, what's the question that you'd
so the goal, I hope this is what works out, but I wanna do us in judo talking about like the whole year, and just saying like, hey, like has 2025 been the best year for Clash ever? And then just go through all the stuff we've gotten this year and the impact it has, and just say like, hey, like, is an overall state of the game kind of
yeah.
conversation, just looking at like where is it right now compared to where it was, and like there's a lot. Like, I live on Reddit a lot, so can be a very negative, weird place. I do want to just reframe and kind of see like, okay, like let me get out of here and let's try and have an objective talk about it. But that's the goal for hopefully our next one, if we can get the timing worked out.
Oh, cool. That'd be awesome to hear. You should go through his, interviews with Supercell, when
Yeah,
he's
those
like
are fantastic.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
but then pick the points where he wants to say something and ask him, "What did you wanna say here?" I
He like judo's a guy like I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Just having
very
like the
good.
conversations I've had with him, and just seeing his work ethic there. Like, I mean, I don't spend a lot of time with him or anything, but like just getting a little peeks behind the curtain, and as to like what he does for the game, and
Yeah.
everything else. Like, a tremendous amount of respect for judo.
Well, when he was interviewing, and this is and as you say that, this is I think it speaks to that. You could tell that there were things that he wanted to hold them accountable. He wanted to say, but he felt really passionate about the game and the fans too. I think, as he was, I
Yeah,
think he kind of realizes like in those that he's also speaking for the fans. And so when you could tell he was kind of trying to push it. And I was really curious as to what he really like.
yeah. I don't want to I don't put words in his mouth, or even limit to him. But I know like a lot of creators, like, those conversations do happen. Like, just you know, it might not always like make the cut on the video,
Yeah.
but like, people have some very blunt conversations, and often they're often critical. I've never seen anyone cross the line and like insulting, or
Oh yeah, no.
like that, but like just with everything like with Eric that's been going on lately too. Like, there's this stupid perception that like creators can't be critical or negative or point out these bad things, and that's just not it's not like that's not true at all.
No.
Like, it doesn't make any sense, and like it might not always make the best content, but like people are critical constantly.
You cut
And Supercell listens a lot too, and they think they take it all in stride, and like
yeah,
everyone wants a better version of the game.
yeah. Well, I think what it shows in his interviews when he gets passionate about the stuff, um, or like when you can tell he's like passionate about something, is that he's not just doing it for content. Then you know what I mean? Like he's not just, oh, I'm just doing strategy videos. It's like he's got a real passion for the game, um, and I think all those YouTubers just like the amount of time and effort it goes into actually doing those videos is incredible, and they do it really, really well. Um, when did he become? When was his like rise? Do you know? Like what
Nah,
year? Off.
no, like I honestly didn't watch a lot of judo for the longest time. Like, and um, the Judo Sloth 2 channel that he did those interviews that you were talking on, I that's like right up my alley. Those are like more podcast deep dive talking
Yeah.
about the game kind of things. Like that's when like that's the stuff of like judo specifically that I'm a lot more familiar with. But yeah, as far as like general content, I was always been more like what like war focused and not as much like home village stuff, which is where I think he really started out. And yeah, like I know with like when he comments on Reddit, there's
Oh.
from like the long time ago, one of the mods like flagged his account as like continually spamming self promotion.
Oh. Back in
And
the.
so
It's
it's
wild.
funny. Like I've never deleted it because like it's just a funny little thing to see from 10 years ago or however long.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's it's always cool to me the history and to, like we've been even talking. There's almost like epochs, right? Of like and and so like I've been kind of interested lately on kind of the history of the YouTubers and kind of how the early ones, have left and who's been there the longest. And I just think that the whole aspect of that whole aspect of the game, the continuation and in the story of it's always coming back to the game after having left is what's really been super fun to me to explore at least.
Yeah, 'cause how long were you gone?
I think it was like 6 years, I think.
Was it like did you kind of keep up at least a little bit or like hear things, or was it just
No, I
not a thought for the
well,
longest time?
I think for that first year it was like I was thinking about it, like I was playing a little bit and and I don't know if thinking like, hey, I'm going to record. And then once I think what the real problem was, like I almost just went back after about a year and then the pandemic stuff. I think I had a second job that like just put me over the top. And then the pandemic hit. So like that gap doesn't feel to me like I was gone that long. And you'd think I would have played during the pandemic, but everything was so computer driven. It was like I just had to get off of things. So I didn't keep up at all for a long time, but I was playing Royale. So it was like I was hearing things through that more.
Okay, yeah.
Um and then it was I think when it like at the point too is it was kind of like an all or nothing thing because if you're is running the House of L family at the time. And so it was like there was just so much stuff going on that you just kind of got overwhelmed on top of things. Um, so I was really kind of out of the loop, I guess. I guess I'd hear a little bit about updates and stuff, but yeah, I was really pretty out for a while. And so when coming back, it was like really like looking at things fresh.
I don't think I've had more than like a week of not touching Clash since I started. We've done like vacations, and I've been up in the woods for a week at a time hunting and camping, where just like, there's no signal or whatever, but I'd still like we come down the mountain to, get gas or more beer or
Yeah.
something. Like
Get-
I would open it up and collect stuff at least, and maybe start a builder if I had any. But yeah, it's like I've never taken a break. I've only ever like been on vacations where playing isn't logistically easy.
I suppose. I think it was just like, at that time we were really involved. Like we were on TeamSpeak and Discord, and that stuff was it was just a blast. And the family was getting bigger, and it was just there's always stuff to do, and I was having a blast um, doing it. But I think it just got to be a little overwhelming, and this didn't quite work, and that didn't quite work out, and I'm starting. So, but yeah, so it's weird being away. I think I had to do it that way. I think it works out for the better for me. Just thinking about what I think the show would be now versus if I would have, or what it is now versus if I would have stayed with it. I know that I will say that there was right at the end too. There was, I think it was like after the Eagle came out, and I was starting to get a little burnt with the game, and I also didn't want to like pass that on to people. Like if you're starting to get a little frustrated, I didn't want to like spoil it. But there were a couple months where I got really frustrated. So I can't remember the context of time, but yeah.
I'm like constantly surprised I'm not burning out. Like I do Reddit every day. Like there's always like mod work to do. Talking about Clash every single day. We do the podcast. Like I think doing every other week is if we did it weekly, it would be, I think it might push me over the limit. But and then and on top of just playing, I'm playing 2 accounts consistently right now. And then thankfully farming is super easy because that wouldn't have been possible. But it's nice having like it's not nice having Clash be such a large part of my life. I know, but it is like diversified enough to where if it ever gets like overwhelming or I'm starting to feel burned out, there are aspects I can shed. Like I can stop playing alts, or I can, like I don't want to be like Reddit mod the rest of my life. And there's like giving that up is gonna mean giving up creator stuff too. And like that's there's gonna come there'll come a time when I'm ready to just be done with it, I'm sure. But I'm still enjoying it. It's not causing problems. Like I'm trying to constantly check in with myself to make sure I don't hit that wall.
Well, and that's, I think, was before it was just a little out of balance. Like for me, like, at the time, I don't know how many clans in the family, and you're kind of moving, back and forth, and there's always these things, and there just was not enough. There just wasn't the balance there for like the outside life too necessarily, and so that break gave me that, to say, and there was not really a way at the time to just say, no, I'm just going to dial it back, like.
Yeah, like, I mean, the game was way different. I remember I was back before training potions where you gotta pay gems per barrack. And it was a 4-hour boost too. So if you wanted to fill your storages, you're like, I need to focus for the next 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, and I think now too, what I see with it that I didn't before was that, I think Clash is a kind of thing that you could play for the rest of your life, really. Like I think the friendships and the connections, I think as you get older, it's hard to meet other people, like in your day-to-day life, you're with, maybe the same people. And I think like it serves a community function that's like really important, just of connecting you with other people from different places.
Oh yeah.
And like, and I wasn't sure that was going to endure, cause you would see people like pop in and then pop off, and they would be gone. And what I see now is that people return and they come in and they come out, and people have come back to the House of L from different periods. And it's like, wow, I've known these guys for over 10 years. And, I know this about them and that. And it just adds a dimension to the day that kind of just takes me out of the rest of it. That, again, like, I just don't know if I could have seen if I wouldn't.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Like it is like a large part of my daily social interaction. But yeah, I don't know, it's a lot of different people. It's not just clan chat and
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's a different way to live.
Yeah.
Like
Clash life.
Yeah, I still get out and like yeah, we have our friends and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are people out there who's like it is their only social interaction.
Well, and in the past, it almost had to be like, the farming and the stuff you were like living on it, like if you were really trying to go somewhere a lot of times. Yeah. I'm just thinking like long winter nights. But now it's made to give a lot of different experiences, I think. The war part of it, the competitive part of it. So that you're able to engage it as much as you can fit in, I guess. So like some weeks I feel bad, like, oh yeah, I'm not around very much, but still getting all my stuff done. And then there's times you want
Like
to be
I know, like I've complained a lot about how easy the game is lately. But also like at the same time, like it being generally easier in a lot of different ways is what allows all those different kinds of people to fit it into their life in different ways too.
yeah.
So it's overall I do know it's a good thing.
It's a little bit of growing pains, I think, with involvement and things like that. But
Like I do still miss like the days of hopping on Twidla in TeamSpeak just to
go through,
draw out a Town Hall 9 GoHo
yeah,
talking about like how to defuse this double giant bomb.
just sit there and look at it for,
you know,
because there was no FCs and stuff. And
yeah, and you get your one shot, and so like I'm glad the game isn't that anymore. It was a fun time. If it had been that for the last 10 years, like I don't know if I'd still be here.
Or people would still have marriages and things like that, because it was very intensive.
Oh, no, like my wife used to, like she used to get on me about how much I was like on my phone playing Clash too, and like a lot of that changed like when we had a kid, just because you can't do that so much. But I know like it as soon as it was like, hey, like I'm I'm going to Finland for a week, she was kind of like a lot more on board with it. Like, oh, this isn't like only playing a game.
Yeah.
Not that it's like more important or whatever, but I don't know. It kind of like,
And that's how I feel like that social
help that aspect a little.
the social aspect makes it that, I think, to me. It kind of gives it that next level. Like, this is more than just, a slot machine on my phone, really.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's fascinating to hear about the long road of Clash and to hear about these experiences. And I think there's always so many questions I have just listening to your show, like a lot of them that I think I touched on today. Well, I'm sure I'll have a ton more questions as I think about them. And as you dig into them more with other guests, and I get to hear your perspective. So thanks for all the great content. Let's do some shout outs. Who would you like to shout out?
Yeah. Thanks for the compliment, and thanks for having me on. I just want to say, like, we talked about my clan, the good guys. We just hit 100 war win streak, so that felt pretty cool.
Wow.
So shout out to those
streak.
guys. A lot of we were 101 streak right now, so a lot of draws in there, obviously, but we haven't lost a war in over a year and a half. So a lot of guys out there, like helping each other plan attacks and talking them through, and the easier town halls have definitely helped that.
Wow.
So shout out to everyone in the good guys and Trample. Got the opportunity to meet a lot of people in Atlanta, clanmates and others. So
that's so cool.
Yeah. You mentioned having questions, like, and you or anyone else, like, I'm on Discord, I'm on Reddit. I'm sometimes on Twitter. I'll get alerts at least. But yeah, just like reach out, like say hey, like ask if you have questions, like, and I'm always willing to hang out and talk Clash with people. So
Awesome.
Go ahead and reach out. And then if it's like there's always going to be stuff that I don't think about, and if you have questions, I'm sure other people do too, and it's stuff we can talk about.
Excellent. I'll always have the random weird ones, so you can count on me for that.
Those are the fun ones, though.
Yeah. Other shout outs?
No, that's it for me.
I'll shout out the House of L. We are going into CWL coming up, and I'm excited to see CWL as Town Hall 18, which it's going to be interesting, right? Because everything gets thrown up in the air, and these are the ones that I like because I like the unpredictable a little bit and in the climb, I guess. And it's our first month back in champs, so I have no idea what to expect. So shout out to everybody in the House of L. Shout out to everybody at the Reddit Talks Clash podcast and the other Clash podcasts out there. Shout out to all you fans. I'm looking forward to the December season, and Christmas in Clash is kind of one of my favorite things. So I'm looking forward to the new Christmas tree. You can get a hold of Coolrick on Discord and Reddit. It's Congressman Cool Rick. You can find at reddittalksclash.com, right?
Yeah. I always forget we have a website. So
yeah, because you can go there and find the information, and I also have information to their show on the website and all the podcast apps that you have there. I'd highly recommend checking it out. It's awesome to listen to. And you can also use the creator code Coolrick. And get a hold of us, ClashofClansPodcast@gmail.com or ClashofClansPodcast.com. And until next time, keep it clashy, everybody. Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.